Hello, hello, and welcome back to Temptations Ballad. It's been a hot minute, but new builds, so new content. I'm excited. Very excited. I love this cast quite a bit. Market District. Sparrows roost in at nighttime. Okay. We're finally closing in on the day. Okay. A night blanketed Axia's skyline as hours passed. Okay. As Sid let out an exasperated sigh. He had spent those hours searching through every street and plaza for Cole, but the hyena was nowhere to be found. Morrow said he hadn't heard hide nor hair of his son since this morning. Hamish was nowhere to be found either. The whole situation left a nagging feeling in his gut. He really shouldn't have left him alone earlier. Mom, I'm home. The inn was quiet tonight. Considering today's commotion, Sid half expected his mom to barrel through the dining area like a rhinoceros and smother him with worry. Instead, Ilya quietly glanced up from cleaning tables with a strange, knowing look on her face. Oh, welcome home, sweetheart. I'm surprised to see you back so soon. Sid blinked. But I haven't been home since this morning. His mom smiled. Whatever do you mean? You came back and then left just a short while ago. What? That can't be right. I was busy searching for Cole this whole afternoon. Sid paused. Oh. Ilya smiled softly as she continued to clean up the inn. So, what did I do while I was here? Oh, not much, really. You were rather upset, to put it mildly. Utterly distraught and looked like you were sobbing for hours, if I were being honest. I figured you probably just wanted a distraction to keep your mind off things. You helped me wash dishes, scrub the floors, while I chatted away about my day. Never said much. Just listened to me ramble about mundane nonsense. I hope the noise helped, at the very least. Sid smiled and offered his mom a quick hug. You always managed to help, one way or another. I'm sure he appreciated it. Do you have any idea where I ran off to? Ilya laughed softly. After a while, you excused yourself and ran off to the hills area in the Marauders District. Marauders District? Gotcha! Oh, and while you're there, Ilya placed a gentle hand on Sid's shoulder. And tell Cole that he's welcome to come by and chat anytime. No need for that silly disguise. I'll be happy to talk his ear off as his little hyena self. Sparrow's Roost Inn is open to anyone who needs a warm place to stay and rest. Sid nodded earnestly. I'll be sure to let him know. Also, tell him that disguise needs some serious work. I mean, honestly. He was like 10 inches too short and got your eye color wrong. The boys giving us bards a bad name. Well, I'm sure Cole wasn't really in the best state of mind while he was here. I mean, you shouldn't have even been wearing my face in the first place. And you better scold him for that. I'll let him off the hook this time since he looked like a sad old bag, but you have to keep your boundaries. If I catch him pulling this shit again, it's on sight. Yeah, It feels kind of weird knowing he's walking around with my face. I know he isn't doing well, but still. Ilya let out an indignant sigh before nodding to her son. Well, go on then. Go to your friend. He looked like he needed someone to pull him out of his thoughts. Sid shuffled nervously. Do you have any advice? You're always great at helping people, but I still have no idea how to do it. This is some sort of skill they teach in mom school? A bittersweet smile spread across Ilya's face. It comes with age, and a lifetime of mistakes, my son. She tapped her chin thoughtfully. I think your friend did something wrong. And I think he's the type of person who utterly loathes himself for wronging others. But he also believes he's utterly undeserving of forgiveness or understanding. So he just wallows away in his own thoughts, unsure if he deserves to be around people that he'll inevitably wrong again. Ilya reached out and gripped his hand. You're a good friend. Go to him. Be firm but kind. I think Cole is far past the point of hearing more supportive speeches, so don't blindly comfort him. Hold him responsible for his wrongs, but also hold on to the fact that you believe he can do better. Anyone who is willing to try and grow into a better person. She lets out a little chuckle. I mean, just look at your old mom. I'm much more mature and sane than I was in my youth. You can't even find any of my wanted posters around the city anymore. Sid squinted. You're talking about that time you burned down my school, right? Oh no, there were so many others. How many are we talking about? She waved a hand dismissively. Oh, hush, and go. Your friend is waiting for you. Wait a sec. Sid managed to give his mom one last grateful smile before she ushered him out the door. That was cute. The stars twinkle in the clear night sky above, the grass cold beneath him. He lost track of time, and he laid there, waiting. He wasn't sure what exactly he was waiting for. There was probably something better he could be doing, like apologizing or fixing his mess. His brows furrowed as he stared into the night sky. The chill air stung his raw and sore eyes. He shouldn't be the one crying or feeling terrible for himself. He was the one who fucked up, after all. Yet, here he is, lying here with an entire evening wasted with no tears left to cry. Gods, he was awful. His body, his mind, everything felt heavy and exhausted. He just felt tired. So tired. Cole remained unmoving as footsteps rushed behind him. A shadow loomed overhead. Cole looked up to Sid's face, staring down at him with a mixture of worry and discomfort. The sight of your own face staring back at you was probably a bit uncanny. A quiet moment passed between the two of them before Sid finally spoke. So what's this then? Cole's disguise flickered and dissolved in a wash of teal light. He avoided Sid's face and continued staring blankly into the night sky. Sorry, I just needed to be someone else for a while. Sid paused for a moment, thinking. That's kind of fucked up, man. That managed to get a chuckle out of Cole. Sorry. You're forgiven. Mom says your disguise sucks, by the way. And she says that you're welcome back in the inn whenever you want. As yourself. Oh. Yeah, I just... sorry. Your family is really nice. And uncomplicated. I don't know. Mom can be a bit unhinged sometimes. Another small laugh escaped Cole's throat in spite of himself. I'm just surprised she didn't stab me if she realized who I was. Come on! Mom's not gonna let a sad kid under her roof. Yeah, under her roof without going all mother hen on them. She probably could have helped you better if you came as yourself. Cole felt quiet again. I'm not sure if I deserve it. Cole laid down on the grass next to him, arms folded, patiently. The two of them stared up at the stars for several long, silent moments before he spoke again. Do you want to talk about it? I kinda did something horrible to Hamish. Like, worse than usual. Things were going so well, and we were getting along for once. But then things got heated, and I kinda snapped and cast Detect Thoughts on him. Like what that Calder guy did to me. Yeah. Cole squinted his eyes shut and let out a deep breath. I've been an awful son. Papa and Hamish know it too. I wish they'd just say it. Just ditch all the good parenting talk and let me, and tell me that they're sick of me. It'd make things easier instead of this whole charade. His fingers dug into the grassy dirt painfully. While I did that Detect Thoughts, I guess that was what I wanted to see. For everyone to just drop the act and tell me how they really felt. But the things I saw, I was just left with the thought. Cole opened his eyes and stared tiredly into the starry night. How did I end up like this? Sid peered down at him curiously. Like what? Cole gestured vaguely at himself. This. In my head, I've always just blamed it on my upbringing. The big expectations, this pathetic body, growing up with the greatest mercenary in the land, the magic. It had to have messed me up, at least a little bit, shouldn't it? He paused. But I think all of that was just an excuse. I had a wonderful upbringing. 2 loving dads, an entire guild of people to lean on, friends. Clyde. I was the one who made all these bad choices. I decided to be a shit to Hamish because I never felt good enough to be Morrow's kid. I chose to keep messing things up because I couldn't talk to anyone as myself. He let out a bitter laugh. I'm a bit fucked up in the head, aren't I? And I couldn't blame it on anyone but myself. Cole let out a deep sigh. This is it. This is the person my choices made. Papa and Hamish deserved a better son. He turned towards Sid. And you and Artemi deserve a less shittier friend. I can't fathom why you two haven't ditched me yet. Sid was quiet with a thoughtful look on his face. He sat up and gave Cole a firm look, carefully choosing his words. Yeah, I won't lie. You have been kinda shitty. But you've been kinda great too. Cole glanced up, startled as Sid continued. The way you were ready to ditch me as the fight ring was terrible. You should treat Hamish better, and God knows you need to be upfront with Clyde. But... Sid reached over and grasped Cole's hand. The hyena stared at him in bewilderment. I've never been happier and more comfortable with myself than I have after meeting you. A small smile spread across the badger's face. You helped me with my reading issues, and you put your faith in me when scheming with Clyde's future. Wait, with scheming to help Clyde's future. That's what that says. A few days ago, my best and only friend was a toad. Now I've got you and Artemi. Sid's grip on his hand tightened as he pulled him close. You wanted my honesty. Well, here it is. I see you, Cole. All of you. Every lie, and every piece of good. And I've decided to stay. Cole's heart lurched painfully against his chest. He took him several moments to realize his face was wet with tears again. It's true that you've made a lot of bad decisions. But that doesn't mean we all secretly hate you, or want you to leave forever. And it doesn't mean you should give up on making things right. Come back to us. Make better decisions. You're responsible for who you are, and I know that you can make the right choices. The choices to build a better person. Sid squeezed Cole's hand gently. Just promise me something, yeah? Have a little more faith. Faith in yourself and everyone around you. You can do better. I've seen it. Cole fell quiet. I'm not sure if my promises are worth much anymore, but I'll try. Thank you for staying with me. Cole wiped the tears from his eyes as the two of them sat quietly on the grassy hill. Well, I guess if I'm going to do this whole honesty thing, I might as well start here. You promised to stay with me through all this, right? Sid's smile was gentle as he squeezed his shoulder. Of course! I'll be by your side, boss! Cole took a deep breath before quietly rummaging through his pocket. Before he could say anything, Malice squirmed his way up his arm with an indignant hiss. Who dares interrupt my beauty sleep? You better have a good excuse, puny mortal. I see you've recovered enough to yap your trap. Wait a sec. Did you grow bigger? How many cheese rolls have you been stealing? Wow, rude. I have been feeding off your emotions non-stop for the past few days, puny mortal. And I must say, you have kept me very well fed. Especially from that little conversation just now. That conversation wasn't exactly full of negative emotions. But it was delicious nevertheless. At this rate, I'll be back to my true form before you know it. Anyway, why have you called me puny mortal? Make haste, for I must nap and digest. Cole rolled his eyes before holding the little python out for Sid to see. Hurry up and turn back into your ruby form. In front of your lackey? Have you gone mad? Cole glares. Just do it. The little python hissed reluctantly before curling up into a ball. Okay. In a flash of red, the snake poofed back into a large scarlet ruby. Cole glanced at Sid nervously. Okay, so don't freak out, but... Is that one of Artemi's missing rubies? Well, yeah, about that. I kinda swiped this off of the cloaked mage during our tussle in the fighting ring. And surprise, all the rubies are actually little demons. The ruby in his hand suddenly poofed back into an indignant malice. I resent that, puny mortal. I've grown at least 2 inches! Anyways, you know that demon, can turn into... that turned me into a pincushion this afternoon. It was another one of the missing rubies. He scratched his head awkwardly. I've been telling myself that I'm doing Artemi a favor since they're all demons, and she'd definitely been duped into some shady scheme, but I was just being selfish at the time. But right now, I'm 100% in on helping her out of this mess. I have no idea how to break it to her. Artemi's absolutely going to kill me if she finds out. Well, that might be going a bit far. She'll probably just lightly fry you with lightning for a bit. Artie seems more like the deep frying kind of person. Sid glanced between Cole and the little python in his arms before letting out a sigh. Okay, I think I get the gist of what's happening. The rubies are actually demons, and Noodle's one of them. So what's your plan now? Cole let out a frustrated groan. And I was kinda hoping to just discreetly help her solve this case and fix all the trouble I caused her. The day after the fighting ring fiasco, Artie's mom, the bishop lady, went off on a big rant on her in public. She was screaming about how she'll revoke Artemi's title as the Creator's Chosen and whatnot if she doesn't recover all the rubies. A bit of an overreaction for a bunch of jewelry. Granted, they all turned out to be tiny portable demons, but still. Sid blinked in confusion. Revoke her title? A deep, unsettling frown washes over his face. Cole, Artemi told me that the Creator's Chosen is a power that's passed on to person after the current Chosen dies. How is the bishop supposed to revoke it? Cole froze. A dreaded silence suddenly hung over the two of them as the realization slowly hit. No. You don't think she'd actually? Okay. That. Oh. I see. Well, first, I should save. But okay. That's a little concerning, for sure. But that was a cute small build. I really enjoyed that. It's always nice to see good old Cole, you know? He's easily my favorite of the three, you know? Sid's been getting a lot of scenes. It's helping him out. He was kind of like bottom of the barrel for the entire cast for me for a long time while reading this, but you know, he's getting things now. He's getting there just a little bit. But yeah, I'll I guess I'll end the part here, and I'll see you around, everyone.